Hi, I'm Mrs McTaggart and this is my second video on foreign exchange. Today we're looking at coming back our holidays and changing from foreign money back to pounds. To me this is the harder and more interesting lesson in it. When you're coming back your holiday, you're doing the complete reverse flight, you're doing the reverse mathematical operation. You come back, you change your money back, if you've got any left, you actually get less than what you took with you, right? So what happens is, I don't know if you know this, but when you go into a travel agency, you have two signs up and it will say like euros, £1 is, and let's say they say 1.2, well, it should be a euro sign, 1.21 euros, and it says above it, we sell. So you get 1.21 euros to the pound. Then it has a wee sign next to it that says we buy. And this number then says £1 and it's a higher amount. It says £1 is now suddenly 1.32 euros. You might be like, wow, it's worth more when I bring it back. Brilliant. It's not. Think about when you divide a cake. The more you divide that cake into, the smaller bit of cake you get. So when you're dividing by a bigger euro number, you're actually getting less money. Now this is all complete nonsense because realistically as maths teachers, the examples we kind of use most of the time before you get to National 5, we use the exact same exchange rate. But generally, come back with less money, you're dividing. Going on holiday, you times by the exchange rate, coming back, you divide. That's basically what I'm trying to say here. Let's get into some examples. Right, question 1. Using my previous exchange rate, a pound is 1.21 euros. We're going to turn £250 back. So you always start with the 250. You divide by the exchange rate. You go to your calculator. And you get 206.61157, blah, 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 blah. Now, money has to be rounded to 2 decimal places at all times. So, in our case, to the nearest penny, that would be £206.60. Well, it says 61 just now. The next number after the cut-off line is a 1, so it's 62 pence. And remember what I said, you get less when you come back, so that £250 is now worth 206. So you are dividing by the exchange rate. Let's have a look at example 2. This time we're turning $110.50 back, so we'll do 110.50. We're using dollars, so we're using the dollar exchange rate of 1.26, if I can get my pen to work. And when you type that in, we get 87.69841, doesn't matter what all those numbers are. So to 2 decimal places, you can see why this is a bit of a meatier lesson because there's more to it. That would be £87. Now it's 69 pence at the minute, but that 8 is going to make that go up to 70 pence. So $110.5 is worth £87.70. So I can put a bit more problem solving into these questions now. So let's have a read this question. George is going to Greece. He took a £1,300 with him. He spent 1,420 euros. How many pounds did he return with? Now there's a long way to do this question and there's a short way. What we could do is we could turn our £1,300 into euros. We could then take off our euros and then we can change it back to pounds. That's 3 sums. I don't need to do that. What I'm literally going to do, because I want everything back to pounds, is I'm going to take the 1,420 euros. I'm going to divide that by the exchange rate of 1.21. And that will tell me what he spent in pounds. So it gives me 1173.55. Next number is a 3, so I can take that back to 55. So that tells me that he spent £1,173 roughly. So what he's come back with, if I then take that off the 1,300, it tells me that he came back with £1,826.45. It just fits in and no more. So he didn't really spend a lot of his money in Greece, did he, old George? So I did it in 2 sums, but yeah, it's not the only method. Yeah, as I said, we could have done the 1,300 into euros, taken off the euros and then turned it back, but there's sometimes a shortcut to it. Let's look at one more. I like to do these ones, then I split the class in half. And I say I've got the price of 2 perfumes. I'll be realistic, right? The perfume is generally always slightly cheaper at the airport of the foreign country than it is at the airport of our country. However, I've seen this same perfume in Spain and Turkey, and I want to know which is cheaper. So what I would do is I get the left-hand class to do the Spain one, Turkey right-hand side to do the Turkey one, and then see who's the cheaper. So the Spanish one, we're going to divide the 38.50 by 1.21. For the Turkey side, we are going to divide the 1200 by 46.03. Love the Turkish lira because you end up having huge numbers when you're trying to barter for things. So 338.5 euros divided by 1.21 gives us 31.8181. Well, let's just take that back. That's going to go to 82. So that's £31.82 if I buy it in Spain. For the Turkey one, if I divide that Turkey price by 46.03, it gives me 26.0695. So if I take that back, that's going to go to 7 pence. Where was it cheaper? It was cheaper in Turkey. And if you wanted, you could show off and say by how much cheaper, which was £5.75. And this would be like a kind of maybe wee test question I would put in. So same as last time, I have a list of questions here. I'll be honest, the ones on the left-hand side are easy. The ones on the right-hand side require some rounding, if I recall. All the exchange rates are there. There's a wee problem solving one at the end and which is a better buy. I hope this has helped. Thank you so much for watching.